Queens quarterback Dan Brannigan is the CIS Offensive Player of the Week after setting personal records with 543 passing yards and 5 touchdowns in last Saturday's 67-0 win over York. Brannigan is the active leader among CIS quarterbacks in career passing yards with 9,236, good for 5th all-time, and TD passes with 71. Alberta safety Jason Hetherington earns the nod as the Defensive Player of the Week. The third-year arts student from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan tied a school record with 3 interceptions in last Friday's 27-7 upset win over the previously undefeated Saskatchewan Huskies. The 6'2", 180-pound junior also had 3 solo tackles on the night. Laurier kick return specialist Dylan Heap is the Special Teams Player of the Week after racking up 290 yards, including a team record 179 yards on 8 punt returns, as the number 8 Golden Hawks defeated the McMaster Marauders 30-14. Dylan added 111 yards on 3 kickoff returns and 130 on 4 receptions, including a touchdown, to finish the day with an astounding 420 all-purpose yards. Taking a look now at the CIS statistical leaders, and we begin in the passing leaders. Danny Brannigan is still the leading passer in the country, averaging 367 yards per game, while Justin Dunk is second at 356. Steve Snyder of St. FX is number 3 with 348 yards per game, followed by Mike Faulds of Western and Concordia's Robert McKay. Pascal Fils of the Variant de Sherbrooke still leads the nation on the ground, averaging 217 rushing yards per game. Andrew Hamilton is second with 208, while Matt Walter is third with 157. Jed Gardner of the University of Guelph is the CIS's top receiver with 106.3 yards per game, just 2 more than Calgary's Anthony Parker. They're the only 2 receivers to average more than 100 yards per game this season. On the defensive side of the ball, Steve Reading did not record a tackle last week, so he drops to second behind Corey Greenwood of Concordia with 37 total tackles. Reading remains at 34. Bishop's Stephen Turner still leads the country on punt returns, as he is averaging 26.3 per return. Guelph Griffin's quarterback Justin Dunk, who passed the 9,000 career yards passing plateau last week, has been suspended by the University of Guelph for using profanity during the game against Western that was broadcast on the Score television network. CIS Touchdown spoke with Guelph Athletic Director Tom Kendall earlier this week to discuss the matter.
This is an outstanding young man, and he does get emotional during games. He likes to win, and he sometimes gets very emotional, and this time he stepped over the line. And I agree with you. I mean, he's not used to having a camera in his face, but you know, that's part of learning to deal with these kind of situations. He knew beforehand that the game was televised, and I just think that he made a mistake, as a young man often does, and he basically got caught on national TV doing it. And so there are consequences of that.
So with Dunk out of the lineup this week, that leaves Western's Michael Faulds and Queen's Danny Brannigan to continue their assault on the OUA record books. Brannigan and Faulds can move into the top 4 in all-time passing yards this weekend. Brannigan enters play just 213 yards behind former Regina pivot Teal Orban for 4th in the CIS career yardage list. Brannigan could also bypass Bill Robinson Sr. this weekend to become the 4th all-time in CIS touchdown passes. Brannigan has thrown 71 career TDs, while Robinson, who played for St. Mary's and Western in the early 70s, has 73. Brannigan is also closing in on the OUA record of 79, currently held by Joshua Sakobi. Charles-Antoine Sinot of McGill is 6 receptions shy of moving into the top 5 all-time in catches with 172. With 6 catches, he'll surpass Regina's Chad Gouldy and Queens' James McLaren to tie Windsor's R.J. Franklin in 5th place. And finally, in our record watch this week, Guelph's Rob Maver has a chance to move into the top 5 in field goals. He is currently in a 4-way tie for 8th place on the list with 54 and sits just 5 back of Max Michael Ray, who split the uprights 59 times in his career. It's time now for the Blackberry CIS Athletes of the Week. Guelph cross-country runner Lindsay Carson has been named the Blackberry CIS Athlete of the Week. The third-year biological engineering student from Cambridge, Ontario, shattered a 22-year-old course and meet record last Saturday when she captured her 3rd straight Western International individual title with a time of 17 minutes and 1 second. The previous record was held by Western Ontario's Sandra Anschutz, who won the 5-kilometer event in a time of 17 minutes 15 seconds back in 1987. University of Toronto soccer player Alexander Raphael is the Blackberry CIS Male Athlete of the Week. Raphael, a fourth-year political science student from East York, Ontario, scored back-to-back game-winning goals on the road last weekend, propelling the Varsity Blues to the top of the OUA East Division standings. The 5'8" striker tallied the go-ahead goal in the 69th minute in a 3-1 upset of the then nationally ranked Laurentian Voyageurs last Saturday, and then broke a scoreless tie in a 2-0 shutout of Nipissing on Sunday. This has been CIS News and Notes.